How's it going, fam? It's Erica with Not Your Average GDC, and today we are going to do the update on S90V blade steel. But first, I want to apologize for being so absent. Life is crazy. We still haven't found a house. We're fucking fucked. And I've just been crazy busy trying to find a place and work a lot. So that's why I've been like MIA on the channel and on the Instagram, so I apologize. Let's talk about S90V. I carried both of these knives the first week of August. I think you guys, most of you saw that we're doing a whole bunch of testing this month, and I have like categories of knives that we're doing. So the S90V was the first one. This is not a review, this is just first impressions of S90V from Benchmade and from Spyderco after a week of pretty hard use. So let's talk about the edge retention, which was pretty out of this world. This steel has some of the best edge retention I've ever experienced in my life. Now, this is the first time that I've ever used S90V from any company. I've never used it before, and I don't have a ton of knowledge on it. I've watched like a video or two from engineers' perspective, but aside from that, really don't know too much about this. So these were pretty raw experiences with no influences as to what it should be performing like. So neither of these needed any touch-up the entire week that I tested them, which is pretty mind-blowing because generally speaking, the steels that I usually use need to be stropped every night or maybe every few nights. Neither of these ever needed a single ounce of touch-up. They're still cutting paper fine, a hair of a drag, but really not too much at all. The edge retention was mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing with both of these. They're both, I would say, at the same level of like sharpness. They both were extremely tough as well. I did a lot of pretty brutal cutting with these. The garlic project that you guys have seen before on the channel, where I'm cutting through like roots and stems of dried garlic and you're cutting through rocks and stuff. Not a single chip or roll in either of these, and they're still pretty dang sharp. It's wild, guys. So S90V is stainless. It also can be treated pretty high as far as I know, and both of these were just shredders for days. I also did a corrosion test on both of them. I cut some produce with them, folded them back up, put them in my pocket, and then worked outside for like 7.5 hours on a 90-degree day, sweating balls. They both had perspiration on them as well as the fruit juice. No ounce of patina, rust, or anything. The stuff that you're seeing is just gunk from being used, but no rust, no patina, no nothing. So this steel is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. This is a steel that I am very interested in using further, sharpening, stropping. Sorry for the dogs sneezing in the background. Very interested in continuing to learn about this steel because it seems like it's going to be in my top steel choice with like Maximit and K390 and stuff like that, and like a well done Magna Cut. It seems like this will instantly be going into that grouping as soon as I learn more about it. So first impressions, out of this world, absolutely incredible. In using both of them and having other people use them as well, the Bugout seemed to be the choice between these two. I think the reason being the blade length. They're both thin and slicey, but you have a significant amount more cutting edge on the Bugout than you do the Native. If we line up our actual cutting edge, you have a good inch more on the Bugout than the Native. So although they're both thin and slicey and have great geometry and great blade shapes, everyone, including myself, seemed to gravitate toward the Bugout just because you have much more blade length, which means way less effort in actual cutting. I know that a lot of people don't do real cutting with their knives. They're doing quick slices or just not really using them. But when you are using a knife for 7.5 hours at work, you want a decent amount of blade length, as much as you can comfortably pocket, because your strides in cutting will be longer and less effort. When you have a short cutting edge, almost dropped that. When you have a shorter cutting edge, like on the native here, you have quicker strokes, more effort, and more cutting time. You only have this much space to be cutting through material. So you're quickly going like this and kind of sawing down. It's not as efficient because you're focusing on moving back and forth so much because you have nothing to work with. When you have something like the Bugout with a decent amount of cutting edge right there, longer, more efficient strokes to move. So everyone really liked the Bugout over the native. However, there's nothing wrong with the native, especially for a normal everyday user. This is going to be just fine for you. If you're actually working at a job where you use a knife though, if you can pocket the length of the Bugout, it might be more efficient for you. And you're really not, I mean, it's not that far off carry-wise than the native 5 lightweight, but you're still getting a massive amount of cutting edge with the Bugout. There's just a lot of unutilized material on the native 5 because you have that forward choil, which is great for some things. You really can lock in, but you're also very limited with all of this here, when maybe cutting edge could go a little farther back, but then you're creating a shaman basically. So yeah, S90V, absolutely incredible first impressions. So far, recommend it. Obviously, like I said, this is not a test, this is not a review, it's just what I have experienced so far. So highly interested in this moving forward. The next grouping that we're testing is, let me grab it, Rex 45. So we have some Rex 45 here in the Para 3 lightweight. No, you cannot buy it like this. These scales are Cerakoted by Rec Custom Shop. River's Edge Cutlery does Cerakote work, and they did that for me. So you cannot buy this configuration like this. You would have to get the scales Cerakoted. And I did a blade swap, obviously, for that Rex 45. But we do have, oh, where is it? Here we go. We have this Rex 45 as well in, again, the native platform. So we'll see if that regrind on this one is any different than this performance-wise. Maximit's coming into the grouping as well this week. We've got a lot of stuff to test. And for my like hard use kind of beater folder, Emerson Micro Commander in 154 cm steel. So this upcoming week will be loaded with testing. Really excited about that. Again, I'm so sorry that the content is just a little sporadic right now and unpredictable and short. My mind is like not fully here right now with the amount of stress I have of being homeless in a month. So yeah, I apologize for that. I'm trying to get content out. I'm still testing behind the scenes, doing just as much work. It's just not being recorded as much because I can't make videos when my mind isn't clear. I just end up babbling and talking about nothing or not making any sense, and I hate doing that. Like, I'm not going to waste you guys' time making no sense just to put content out there to get algorithm. I don't give a fuck about YouTube. I don't give a fuck about the algorithm. I'd rather just make videos when I'm happy and able to actually speak about something important and not waste your time. So videos may be a little spaced out for a little bit. Apologize ahead of time, but just know that I love you guys, and we're just going to keep trucking. So I will see you guys on the next video. Go use your shit. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys soon, and I love you so much. Take care.